Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have about 5 articles regarding the new United Nations resolution that passed in the United Nations General Assembly. That is, all the countries, the member states, voted for, against, or abstained upon a resolution upgrading Palestinian status. So the will of the world, the we are equal kind of thing, voted to upgrade Palestinian status. I'm going to show you who opposed, who abstained, what is the US reaction, what is Netanyahu's reaction, and what was the ambassador of Israel reaction, ripping off the UN Charter copy in front of everybody else and being angry about it. Now, let's start with the first article. Remember, we are all equal, but some of us are more equal, because even though this passed the resolution in the General Assembly, it has to go to the Security Council, and those guys will vote it down because you have a lot of vetoes over there, which is one. So UN passes resolution upgrading Palestinian status. US, Israel object. So they say Russia is isolated. Well, look at the evidence. These are the people voting. The United Nations General Assembly on Friday approved a resolution to upgrade the state of Palestine to observer state, not even membership, observer status amid Israel's ongoing war with Hamas in Gaza. The General Assembly voted 143 to 9. So 143 were in favor, 9 were against, right, of the resolution, and 25 abstaining. The United States and Israel were 2 of the 9 countries that voted against the resolution. Britain abstained. I will show you the other ones from these 9, but this says 8 countries joined the US, being 9 in total, to opposing United Nations' latest Palestinian resolution. So they don't even want to have these guys as observer status. Wasn't that the two-state solutions in 1948? Wasn't that the creation of the state of Israel? It meant all right, the status will allow Palestine to be seated among member states, make statements in front of the body on behalf of Palestine, submit a co-sponsored proposals and amendments to participate to United Nations conferences. Well, this is it. No words can capture what such loss and trauma signify. Okay, move on. Let's go to the next one. This comes from The Hill. The Hill tells us these 8 countries joined the US in opposing the United Nations' latest Palestine resolution. So this is the result. Voting in favor 143, against 9, abstention 25. And I think in favor, they show us a little bit here somewhere, but these guys are not going like that. The countries, look at these guys happy about it. But nevertheless, let's see. 8 countries joined the US in opposing the United Nations' latest resolution to allow Palestine to qualify to become a full United Nations member. So they tell us the same thing. These are the great countries, and we're going to analyze why. I mean, for some is obvious why, but for some, So those 9 countries that oppose the Palestinian recognition to join the international body are the US, Israel, obviously, Argentina with Milei, who's delusional. He thinks he's, but he's not. Czech Republic, that's unsurprising if you look what the statements they made regarding Russia in Europe. Micronesia, give me money or liberty. I take the money. Nauru, Palau, these 3 countries always vote with the United States, always. Most of the time, when is everything regarding these guys here. Hungary, interesting, and Papua New Guinea. So Papua New Guinea, why that? Why that? Anyway, Hungary. Why Hungary? Well, is Hungary a Trojan horse? I think Hungary looks for its own interest. Obviously, it has influences from big actors. But remember, Hungary was how should I put it? If I know, if I'm certain that, let's say, something will not pass or will pass, I look what would be advantageous for me and I vote accordingly if I'm a weasel. That is, Hungary definitely must have known that this resolution will be overwhelmingly voted for. But remember, Orban and his government was accused many times of being an anti-Semitic government, and Orban as well. By what? Remember that they call it the Hungarian financier, hedge funds, philanthropist, George Soros. Yeah, he was born in Hungary, but he's not Hungarian, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I live here in United States of America, but I'm of Romanian origin, if you know what I mean, genetically. So anyway, because of that and sending Soros and his Open Society jerk-off out, some NGOs, they were claimed to be this and they be that. So maybe that's one way to say, no, look at that, no, we're with you guys. Everybody knows where Hungary stands with Hungarian people. So, Papua New Guinea, Palau, Nauru, and Micronesia, we got that one. Czech Republic, I don't understand it yet. I mean, understand interest and who owns you. Argentina is clear why. Israel is clear. United States, clear. Now, again, in April, the US vetoed a Palestinian bid to be recognized as a member state on the United Nations during a Security Council vote on April 18th. The same is going to be again when they have to bring this resolution in front of the Security Council. They will veto it. 2 nations abstained while the US was the only veto vote. So that's one. Next one. This is from Fox News. US promises to squash Palestinian membership push at United Nations following vote. So that is, yeah, you imbeciles that think democracy is for everyone. And yeah, just delusional. Yeah, we're going to show you how it's done. We will be saying you to all the 143 or whatever 145 countries that voted for. We are stronger than all of you, and we take a poop on you and you can't do shit. We're going to squash it. Why? Security Council. So one country, and that works for Russia too, works for China too, or the members over there with the right veto right. They can say, yeah, but we veto whatever you say. So when these guys are telling you about democracy and blah, 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 and no. Why is that? Because they're strong, the strongest. So what are you going to do? Are you going to kick them in the shin? So again, promises to squash. Isn't that, as I said, 1948 two-state solution? Is that how it was created, the Jewish state? And this is to squash. This is the term Fox News used, right? Israel's UN ambassador shredded the United Nations Charter in protest over the vote. So he doesn't like how 145 countries voted. So he shreds the United Nations Charter. What does one have to do with the will of the 145 countries? You don't like how the outcome of voting, free vote and fair elections or whatever here? No? You don't like it and then you say, fuck you, I'm not going to obey. So I obey the rules unless I'm losing, and when I'm losing, I don't want to be participant. Remember, in a democracy, like where you vote and you elect your officials like that, or here you make policy based on the majority, you agree to the rules of the United Nations. What was broken here? What rule exactly? Some countries voted. Were they not supposed to vote? Was it against any policy, any procedure of the United Nations? So why do you break that? I mean, we know that you are outside of these things. Why? Because you got US to veto whatever everybody does. And the same thing will play again. I guarantee you. I mean, it's not a surprise here. So, the United Nations has promised to vote against any resolution that would seek to grant the Palestinian full membership in the United Nations after General Assembly resolution passed with significant support from member states. and I'm quoting, "Our vote does not reflect opposition to Palestinian statehood." Fuck off. And what? "We have been very clear that we support it and seek to advance it meaningfully. Instead, it is an acknowledgement that statehood will only come from a process that involves direct negotiations between the parties." So 140 countries are idiots, but you know better than everybody else. I got that. Now, the no votes includes, I said, Argentina, Hungary, Israel, United States, among others. They don't say Palau, Narau, Nurau, and Papua New Guinea. They don't mention. Mention only the important ones to just how do you call it, phase you, to just fool you. Argentina, Hungary, Israel, hey, Czech Republic, where is that at? And abstentions include Albania, Austria, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Finland, Germany, oy vey, you're gonna, I abstain, Italy, Lithuania, Monaco, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Sweden, Ukraine, and United Kingdom, among others. You can look over this. What the hell is going on? So this is it. And the next one, Netanyahu says, according to Fox News, Israel, and I'm quoting, "will stand alone." I think you kind of are alone, because everybody else is an anti-this and anti-that. Correct? Correct. If necessary, after Biden threatens to withhold weapons. He's just playing a game. Biden threatens, might do about 200 million, but we're going to give 15 billion. How is that? Well, they work with their imbeciles who are going to supposedly vote. If Biden is truthful about this, he's not going to be elected. He's going to be out. Not even make it to the elections. He's going to have a fast stroke, mini stroke, or he's going to have a heart attack, or I don't know, just pass away. Natural causes. That's what's going to be. If he dares to do something real or meaningful, I think it's just a game. He's not going to withhold anything. Now, next one. Furious Israel ambassador shreds UN charter before vote on Palestine membership. So here it is. And here is the ambassador who is shredding that thing. I'm not going to play because I don't know how these guys are going to be. Guys being the free people of YouTube. Yeah. So it was something else here that I wanted to look over, because I know the Israelis used all kind of this. I mean, to try to persuade with the same, you know, the same World War II, blah, blah, blah. We were by everybody else. Everybody's against us. We're the perpetual victims and so on. So here it is, my friends. So who's isolated? Israel will fight alone and will be able. And if they're losing, they have nuclear weapons, so, and they will use them. I give you everything I got, my life for that, including my balls if you want. That Israel, if and it will not get to the point being encircled in a situation, hey, like the Bible, the good book says. We got some zealots somewhere, and for them this is just a prophecy that is in the process of being fulfilled. So let's go, my friends, right? So here it is. And then the United States of America continues to show who they became, or been like this for a long time actually, in the United Nations, with vetoing the same kind of resolutions, condemning this, condemning that, or supporting this, supporting that. Regarding this particular issue, the will of the people or the countries is garbage. Yeah, I think the Israeli ambassador did the right thing. Shred that, because that's garbage. It's garbage. It's actually a jungle of the big powers. But how is Israel a big power? With what? 10, 11 million people, that little country over there with no resources, nothing. Resources come from across the Atlantic Ocean and everywhere else in Europe. How in the hell you are so, you know, but then everybody else respects and follows the rules. And if they don't follow, the United States will impose swift sanctions on that particular entity and will blackmail everybody else to do it. Everybody else they have an influence on, which is the vassal states of Europe and Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and South Korea. That's about it. I'm not including Palau, Nauru, and Papua New Guinea, and Australia, Argentina, with that guy who thinks he's Jewish, and he wants to be one. You got to be born again, my friends. Not like from the water and shit. Just read the Bible, read the Talmud, and Talmud is the interpretation of the certain books in the Old Testament, correct? Or the Torah, and see what they say about that one. But Millet is an imbecile. What do you want? And he's a, I think he is a, he's, as I said, he's the pimp of Argentina. That means Argentina is the lady of the night. He is the pimp, and the customers are United States of America interest. Those are the ones. So, hey, baby doll, that's your client. They already paid me. I'm right here. You do it. And Argentina will do it. We'll see for how long. All right, here is my friends. Who's isolated? Russia. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, I love you. I fucking love you. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.